Word 2013, Unit H, Designing a Data Source. Once we've identified the main document, the next step in our mail merge process is to identify the data source. And the data source is simply the file that contains the information that we need to customize each version of the merged document. We can use an existing data source that already contains the records that we want to include in our merge, or we can create a brand new data source. Now, when we create this new data source, we have to determine which fields we want to include, the categories of information like first name, last name, city or zip code, and then of course we add the records. Let's go ahead and get started by creating a new data source that includes fields for the client name, client address, and tour booked by the client. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure that we see step 3 of 6 down here in the lower right. And we have a few options here at the top. Select recipients, use an existing list. We don't have one. We can also select our data from our Outlook contacts, but we don't want to do that. We want to select this very last option, type a new list. And let's go ahead and click Create. Let's go ahead and customize our columns to begin with because we're not going to need all of these columns. For instance, we don't need company name. So let's go straight to Customize Columns and get rid of the columns we don't need. So I'm going to select company name and hit delete. I mentioned we don't need that. Address line 2, let us delete that as well. We don't need the home phone. By the way, I'd love to select multiple things here, but it does not permit me to do that as well. Let me delete work phone. And I can delete the email address. Now I think I have deleted the columns I no longer need. Now I'd like to add one column that is not here, and we'll name this tour because each of my recipients has chosen a tour. So I'll click OK. I'll make sure that is selected. I'm going to go ahead and move that up to the very top of my list. And now that I've done that, I'm going to click OK. We'll stop here, pick this up in the next video.